Hello, my name is Kayla. I'm an occupational therapist. I see here your name is Aya.
It's Ella.
Oh, excuse me. Well, Ella, before we get started, do you know what occupational therapy is?
Is it to help you get jobs?
In a way, yeah, it is. We can kind of help you get jobs, but occupational therapists use occupation in a therapeutic way. So occupations are basically just things that you do, things you like to do, things you want to do, things that matter to you, and we use those occupations as a way of regaining, maintaining, or kind of elevating your performance in your everyday activities. So today we are going to fill out the COPM. The COPM is the Canadian Occupational Performance Measure, and this is what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to have you fill this out a little bit later into the session. So we're just going to talk about some different aspects of your life, like self-care, productivity, and leisure. But before we get to that, I just have to assess some pain. Are you in any pain on a scale of 0 being no pain and 10 being excruciating pain? How much pain are you in right now?
I'd say I have a 2 level.
Okay. And where is that?
I get knots in my shoulders.
Okay.
So they get tense.
And are there like certain things that you do to get rid of that pain, or are there certain things that help alleviate that pain?
Yeah, I massage it and stretch.
Awesome. Cool. Able to go on with the rest of this session?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Before we start it, I just want to let you know kind of what the point of it is. We're going to go through it and just kind of figure out where you aren't really meeting the mark of your expectations, where you're feeling dissatisfied, and we will talk about those things where you're kind of not performing to your best ability, what matters the most to you, and we'll pick a couple things to work on in therapy. And then hopefully at the end we come up with some goals, and yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty, so we're going to start by defining some problems that you're having. There are certain areas of your life that we have outlined here. So we have self-care, productivity, and leisure. Self-care can include like sleeping, waking up in the morning, getting out of bed, participating in your community, taking a bath, getting massages, hanging out with friends. Self-care, we actually spend, I think it's like 60% of our time doing self-care things, but most of that is sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of go through every aspect, and then you don't have to write down whenever you're writing down in as much detail as I'm explaining, but if you could just mark down some things that are important to you, or things where you kind of feel dissatisfied at right now, that'd be awesome, and we can kind of come back to that. Once you're done with that, we're going to kind of note the importance of everything. So from 1 being not important at all to 10 being super important, like super, super duper important. We're going to pick at least 3 things that we have to focus on, or not have to, but want to focus on. So it doesn't really have to be what's most important to you. It can be what you think matters most in your life right now. If mixing up brownie batter right now is super hard for you and you love brownies more than anything in the world, then I would love to work on that with you in therapy. But yeah, at least 3 things. We'll just kind of maybe circle them, and we'll come up with a way to incorporate that into our therapy sessions. So Ella, how do you think you're performing in all these things? Would you say overall, just like a general review, do you think you are doing pretty well? Are you struggling with a lot of things, or?
I think I'm doing pretty well.
Cool.
There was
Awesome.
like one area that I was hoping we could talk about.
Yeah. And what's that? What area is that?
In self-care, under the section of community management, sometimes try to control my community or the situation around me, and it's not something that is easily controllable.
Right.
So I'd like to find ways to feel more satisfied in that area.
Yeah, for sure. And just off the top of your head, what are some things that help you feel control? What are some little solutions you think we can make in therapy and also like out of therapy that can help you find that control and that balance? Or balance is what us OTs like to say.
I think it's important to maybe journal and write down your thoughts so that you can see them.
Yeah.
And I also think it's important to feed yourself well, and you can clean your space as well, or like keep yourself organized, and that can help.
Yeah, for sure. I also am a huge fan of journaling. Let's come up with a goal for next time. Like I was saying, I love to journal. I also kind of feel like I lack control in some aspects of life. So maybe a good thing for you to journal would be to note whenever you're feeling a bit out of control and kind of when you come back into that balance and peace of mind. You think you could do that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. And the next session, we'll work on journaling and different techniques. Let me just do this quick math. Can I borrow your pen real quick?
Yep.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, so you scored 3.2% and 2.2%, which is awesome. That is really good, a really good start, and I think we can make some really good progress.
Okay.
Cool. See you next week.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.